What's good, people? Uncle Hotep back at it again. How y'all doing out there? It's hot. It's hot in Pennsylvania, I'll tell you that right now. Jay back here eating popcorn. Decided to give y'all another classic. I don't know about classic, but again, I got to make another video about LaVar Ball. You know, he's the father of Lonzo Ball and the Ball Boys. You know, the creators of Big Baller brand. You know what I mean? The BBB. You know, his son is soon to be a lottery pick in the NBA draft. Now I think I can't remember his name. NBA writer Rovell. He put out a tweet that Nike, Under Armour, and Adidas did not want to make a deal with Lonzo Ball which is LaVar Ball's son, because LaVar, I guess he was acting as his son's agent, wanted a licensing deal with their BBB brand. You know, they've created their own brand of clothes. You know what I mean? You know, it's like the typical fare: shirts, hats, shorts. You know what I mean? And all three of those companies backed away. They were like, "Nah, we can't do that. No." And you know, the Shine, the Akata, the Nignogs on Twitter went wild. Now, I've been critical of LaVar. You know, he's in the business. You know what I mean? You know, he's the prototypical sports father that's overbearing and everything about his business. You know what I'm saying? But now this is a big but. I am not critical of him of wanting to have some ownership of their name and their name brand. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, Nike makes a lot of money. And they sign these athletes to these quote-unquote shoe deals, and they might give them a couple shekels, you know what I mean? And they'll have their namesake. But who's to say that somebody wouldn't come along and say, hey, man, instead of us giving us signing over our name and likeness, you know what I mean? We got our own thing coming, our own. LaVar said he designed his own shoe, you know what I mean? And his own, they got their own clothing. I got one on the way. One of these days, you're gonna see me in the BBB, the Big Baller brand shirt apparel. I caught one today. I had to, off the strength. But who's to say they don't want a deal for that? You know what I mean? It's their because it's their actual blood, sweat, and tears on that. Nike's just signing over. You know, I mean, they give him some publicity, some give him a couple looks, but you lose all that. You know what I mean? Like, unless you're like LeBron or Jordan, is it really worth it to sign with Nike or et cetera, et cetera? You know what I mean? And while I'm making this video, everybody's calling LaVar stupid for messing up his son's money. Oh, they messed his son's money up. I'm like, maybe. Or maybe they can, like, would you sacrifice, maybe they were going to give Lonzo Ball a $500,000 shoe deal. LaVar said, nah, man, if you license us, we'll sign it. But Nike says no, because Nike wants to control all that. Nike wants to put their likeness on everything. His likeness on all their Nike shirts, and then sell it, and then keep the profit. And all he's getting is that shoe deal money. You see what I'm saying? It's a shame. It's a shame that black people, and the majority of people is black people, that were saying, oh, it's a stupid, LaVar is stupid. Now he's not a good father and stuff like that. Now he's a bad father, and he's messing up his son's money, and et cetera, et cetera. Listen, he sees the big picture. Like, what do you want to be in life? Like, do you want to sign to Nike, or you want to be the next Nike? You see what I'm saying? And he has a big belief in his son, and I don't think his son is that good, but he's obviously great. I mean, good enough to make the NBA. But what if he becomes like a Dwayne Wade, LeBron James type talent? Which I doubt he will. But what if he does? And he has his own licensing deal. Then instead of getting millions from Nike, he's getting billions on his own. You see what I'm saying? It is crazy that people, these shines, will talk about quote unquote white supremacy and this, that, and the third, and you know what I mean, and you know how companies are not being fair with black hires and everything. So you got a brother that wants to have their own company, and you're such slaves to Nike. You trash him. Like, whether if you believe it's the right move or not, and I understand what he's doing. I wish he would went a different way about it, because he has to understand that if he succeeds, say the Ball boys succeed, like they sign this with another shoe company and they get all this licensing deals and a good percentage of the ownership, that means all the other high school players are going to start doing the same thing. All the college players are going to start doing the same thing. Nike and Adidas and Under Armour, they don't want that. They want to keep it the old way. You see what I'm saying? So they're going to play dirty. And that's why I made that video like he's taking the bait. That Nike exec said he's the worst thing to happen to basketball in 100 years. Yeah, in Nike's mind, yes. Because he's trying to disrupt their flow of things. He's trying to disrupt, hey, you'll come over here, we'll sign you to, we'll sign this sneaker deal. We may give you a signature sneaker, we may not. You know what I mean? And we'll give you a couple $100,000. You make these appearances for us, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We can keep you going. If it doesn't go well, you won't resign. Or you do it the Ball way. They already got their clothing company. They start selling like hotcakes. He come out rookie of the year, that's gonna be selling like hotcakes. You see what I'm saying? Basically, LaVar Ball's betting on himself and his boys. I mean, I say himself and his boy. I mean, Lonzo is the one that's going to have to put in the work on the court. But Nike's going to play dirty. They already put out the hit attack ads. You know what I mean? They kill folks. They kill black folks for less. You know what I mean? When you go to have $1 billion on the table, come on, man. He's got to be wisered up. He's got to see that he's got to attack a certain way. Sometimes you gotta move with stealth. It's chestnut checkers. When you talk that big boy money, billions and billions, nah, come on, man. You gotta think smarter than that. So I'm all hoping he succeeds. I mean, Black America is a slave to Nike, and I don't know why. You know what I mean? It's high time that dynamic change. You know what I mean? I know why. I know why. Because Jordan, you know what I mean, LeBron, et cetera, et cetera. But come on, man. Enough's enough. You gotta think like enough's enough, man. This is the same argument Kanye made about how he was trying to do his own clothing and everything else like that, but he kept hitting the ceiling and they wouldn't let him in. This is the same thing. Kanye and LaVar Ball are the same guy. They didn't want to let Kanye in, and Nike did Kanye the same way. They wouldn't let his sneakers out. And it was one of the hottest shoes Nike had. So he goes to Adidas, and now Adidas is selling like hotcakes. You see what I'm saying? I mean, sometimes you gotta buck the system, man. And sometimes you shines are just happy being slaves to Nike, man. And it's terrible, man. I for the life of me, I can't understand that, man. Like, it's one thing to say, like, hey, man, I would have did it different like that or something like that, but y'all ride on Lonzo like you can't, like, Lonzo and LaVar, like you can't see his vision. He's trying to be a company, trying to be his own brand, not be a brand for Nike. I know LeBron did it a certain way, but they're not gonna let LeBron start his own shoe company. They ain't even let Jordan do it. You see what I'm saying? Nike wouldn't be nothing without Jordan. Let's be real here. That's the same thing. This is the same thing Kanye said, man. They don't want the shine to get into certain avenues, man. They shut the door right in their face, and y'all sitting there applauding Nike, Under Armour, and them slamming the door in the black man's face. Don't you, Shines?